Chancellor of all universities in Zimbabwe by virtue of being a president. So the qualification to be a chancellor of all universities in Zimbabwe emanates from anyone being a president. If I can be a president, then I will also be the chancellor of all universities in Zimbabwe. So today I attended the graduation at the Zimbabwe National Defense University. It is the seventh graduation, capping about 216 graduates, 50 women and 166 men from the Army, Air Force, Prison Service, and President's Department. They completed programs in social sciences, engineering, and the National Defense Course, dressed in gowns blending national colors, black, yellow, and green. The event underscored the university's role in training expert military and civilian leaders for national security and development under Education 5.0, continuing a tradition of growing cows in defense studies. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So Emerson Mnangagwa, when he was coming to today's graduation, he was not accompanied by his son, or his son was not part of Emerson Mnangagwa security system. This confirms that his son is in the military major. He was promoted recently as a colonel in the military. Is not part of his security system. We know that he entrusted him to look into his security system. And our understanding is that he is in Belarus at the moment because he was becoming a very, very serious drug addict. To such an extent that even the mother and the father got upset and they had to blame the girlfriend for their son being an addict. At the moment, they are attempting to clean him outside the country, that is in Belarus. So it's information that is on the public domain. It started actually becoming clearer yesterday when we learned that one of Collins' second wife, they say it's a second wife, he married it secretly, which means the first wife was not aware, was arrested by the state security forces, and they claim they found various drugs worth about 200 US dollars. And we have learned that also the wife of Emerson Mnangagwa has been calling for her arrest and even calling for the state to seize her properties, saying the properties that the second wife of their child actually got the properties whilst misusing the money of their child. So they want her punished. That is why it appears this hit hard the son of Emerson Mnangagwa, whom he has been preparing so hard to lead the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. We know that that's why he promoted him to be a colonel of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, because he wants him to lead the military, and that's why he's quickly promoting him over a very short period of time. He is a colonel, and there was no justification really of his promotion to be a colonel. You can tell he is slowly but headed to lead the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. You may see more promotions until he lands to the top post, especially if Emerson Mnangagwa is not removed as the president. So today it's a test, his absence today, because most of the days you would see him actually being everywhere around his father, close to his father, being part of the presidential guard. even when it's raining, and the priest would be actually taking pictures of him, demonstrating him as that security personnel who is highly in charge within the security. I understand that his father had actually entrusted him to head the security that was protecting him, being protected by a drug addict. That on its own is actually a circus. So the wife at the end of the day being blamed for the actually irresponsible nature of their son. I wonder why, especially in Zimbabwe. So this demonstrates the abuse of women in Zimbabwe starts at the very top. It is exercised by the president. And if the president does that, what about the whole nation? I remember when I was working for a non-governmental organization, I got to learn that the statistics of women abuse in Zimbabwe was very, very high. This is the story that came out yesterday, that President Emerson Mnangagwa's family is unsettled by scandals and attended reputational damage caused by its twin son, Collins, a controversial fiancé, Tatiwa Kelsey Tafrenyika, arrested over drugs on Tuesday. Collins and Sean are Mnangagwa's twin sons. With First Lady Auxilia Mnangagwa. Insiders say the growing family discomfort about Collins comes after recent reports linking him to drug abuse and falling in public, and Kelsey's arrest 2 days ago at her Greystone Park home in Harare for illegal possession of drugs. Now, reading this story about the son of Emerson Mnangagwa, you can tell he's a very, very irresponsible, immature young man that is given responsibilities that he cannot even handle, and the misuse and abuse of money and the pressure that is on the son. And it is understandable also why Auxilia Mnangagwa will want this innocent woman. I strongly believe she is innocent. As much as drugs is a problem, I'm of the opinion that this woman was actually entered into the game of drugs by the husband. But the wife of Mnangagwa, definitely she is disappointed because Mnangagwa was strategically putting his son in a position most probably to succeed him. And we know that Mnangagwa has other children with the first wife and most probably girlfriends. There are many children who could actually be given or afforded such an opportunity. So him reduced to a drug addict, punished, no longer appearing in public spaces, no longer guarding Emerson Mnangagwa. That on its own, I can attest to that it is hurting the woman very, very hard. That is Auxilia Mnangagwa. That's why we see the girlfriend, or is it not the second wife, who was secretly married by him, is now punished. I hope that she is safe wherever she is. Everything comes with consequences. You get involved with wrong people. We know Mnangagwa is a bad news, and definitely his family also being a bad news. To me, it does not come as a surprise. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Okancube Mhlabane is signing out. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast, definitely, as I give you more. Thank you very much. Also take into account the album of Mnangagwa, which is coming on the 11th.